Hello, Jim Lynn here. Welcome back to the workshop. It's been a while, hasn't it? In fact, it's been 6 months since I posted episode 37, which, if you remember, was about installing these boxes of books on the top row on the wall behind me there. Now, after that, I did actually start working at episode 38. In fact, I got quite a bit of design done, I got some scripting, and then one dull morning in early March, I came in here to start filming. And whilst I was setting up, I tripped over something. And I stopped and I looked around and I just didn't like what I saw. In fact, I hated it. You see, even though I'd got quite a lot of the boxes of books off the floor and into these boxes on the wall behind me, the floor itself felt just as cluttered as ever. And the mould had started to come back. And the laundry machines were still in here. And the place was a complete mess. It felt completely unusable and I just didn't want to be in here. And if you remember, that was the essence of the complaint that I had in episode 37. So clearly not much had changed at all. So I stopped and I took a week to think about it. And the conclusion I came to was that I needed to refurbish this workshop. Well, duh. But the other conclusion I came to was I needed to stop doing YouTube. Only for 6 months. But if I did stop, would I lose subscribers? Would I lose money? Would I kill the channel? Well, thankfully the channel isn't dead and the subscriber count has actually increased. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed. But yes, the channel has stopped turning, but that's just because of a lack of viewing hours, and I'm sure I can get that back. But whilst money is one reason for doing this, it's not the most important reason, so I'm not worried about it. So why stop? Well, whilst I was thinking things over in March, I realised that I'd come to a natural milestone in my YouTube journey. You see, I'd got myself reasonably competent with cameras, sound, lighting, scripting, editing, and I'd even got the channel monetised. So I had proved to myself that I can do it, and that I can do it to a standard that I find acceptable, and that I liked doing it. But what I hadn't proved to myself was, do I want to keep doing it? And to prove that, time needs to pass. So I gave myself 6 months from the last episode. And also, I felt that I wouldn't know the true answer until I'd got this workshop fit for the purpose of producing videos. So that was the task, but it was easier said than done. The first thing to do was to get the laundry machines out, and that meant that their new home in the laundry area of our extension had to be completed and made operational. Well, we finished that mid-April, so the machines are gone. Well, what about the rest of the junk? Well, yeah, I can dump some of it, but I've got over 50 model kits that I do want to keep in these 3 large grey containers, but they take up floor space. And there's loads of tools and equipment in a variety of containers and in these black boxes, but they take up floor space. Finally, there's over 60 years of memorabilia and goodness knows what that I really feel the need to protect and conserve, but it's in these brown boxes or even just lying around, taking up floor space. Now, with such good weather here in England in the past few months, Julie and I decided to make a big push with a lot of external property work that really needed doing. So it was about mid-June before I finally settled on a way forward. And the way forward is simple, not to mention obvious. You see, if the problem is a cluttered floor, then the solution can only be everything off the floor. And I almost managed it too. But the main thing is, though, that there's now lots of floor space around the bench, and the floor is clean now, so it's a lot easier to keep it that way. Now, this opposite wall to the windows has 18 of those 35 litre boxes now, and 4 long shallow boxes. Those long shallow boxes are 22 litre boxes, and they're the only ones which my longer planes fit inside. And I still need a solution for my longer saws, they're not in anywhere yet. And by the way, all these boxes are from the Really Useful Box Company here in the UK. There's these 3 large black roller boxes, they contain stuff still to sort, and the smaller black box has my recording gear, and there's this ancient iMac. Now, the corner under the small window was where the laundry machines were, And the view from there shows off the fantastic northern light that I get from these large windows. And at the far end, there's still a lot of wood on the shelves and quite a lot of things still on the floor. So although I've made significant progress, I'm not there yet. But at least none of the stuff that's still on the floor is actually in the way anymore. Now, almost all of my tools and books are now in these boxes, but I kind of just stuffed them all in because the main task was to clear the floor, not sort everything out. I'll do that as the months go by and I start to try and use everything. For instance, along the middle row, most of my small marking tools and measuring tools and that sort of thing are all in these two boxes, and they're kind of just piled in, not really sorted. But I think a better option would be some combination of these two 4-litre boxes, or a mix of 4-litre and 9-litre boxes. There's even tray inserts available for those sizes. Those boxes are currently making use of the kind of shallow space along the corners and that upper area above the windows. I've got all my memorabilia in there, there's CDs in there, there's loads of odds and ends. Again, I just filled the boxes up and just stuffed them up there. Now these 4-litre and 9-litre boxes are held in this horizontal orientation by U-brackets that are made out of aluminium U-channel and just screwed straight to the wall. And these U-brackets engage into slots in the boxes under the lid. But the U-channel brackets proved problematic to line up on the wall, so I changed to a different design using aluminium angle fastened to strips of wood. Now this design of bracket proved to be much better at holding the weight of these long shallow boxes, and they were a lot easier to make. I must admit, I am asking a lot of these particular boxes to hold the weight of my planes in this orientation. There's quite a bit of distortion at the rear, so I might have to think about a way of reinforcing them. But what happened to the big grey boxes full of model kits? Well, we finally got our strengthened floor complete in the loft section of our extension, so those boxes are now up there. But I've got a plan for those model kits on this channel starting sometime in the autumn. Often it's not until we actually resolve a long-standing issue that we realise just how much friction it was causing. I've been working in here all week on this video, and just having the floor space to move the tripods for the camera and the lights to wherever I need them, rather than being restricted by junk everywhere, has been a massive improvement. But it is still work in progress. For instance, on a dull day like today, there's not enough ambient light, so I need to think about adding in some capability. And there is still stuff on the floor, even though it's around the periphery and not actually in the way. I do actually want to keep working on that. So, will all these improvements translate into more videos more often? Well, that remains to be seen, but it's certainly the plan. In the meantime, have a look at this. That's what's coming next. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Mr. Lynn's Workshop.